Ndị be anyị ekene m unu. Asị m nke onye chiri ya zere. Ihe a bụ Ada Igbo ka ị na-anụ olu ya na Igbo Media n'ụbọchị nke taa. N'Igbo Media anyị na-ewetara unu ọtụtụ ozi gbasara Biafra land maka ihe na-eme n'ala Igbo na mba ndị ọzọ. Ozi nke ụbọchị nke taa si n'aka Deputy Prime Minister Ngozi ORABUEZE. Otu o si ewetara anyị ọtụtụ ozi gbasara Prime Minister Simon Ekpa na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ ha na-emegasị na Finland iji wee mee ka this our Biafran struggle ka ọ bụrụ ihe nwere isi. Biko ọ bụrụ na ụbọchị taata bụ izi na-esonyere anyị n'iru akwụkwọ, biko echefuna itinyere anyị aka n'iru akwụkwọ, gwakwa anyị ihe iche na comment section and gbasakwa ozi a ka o zuo ụmụnne anyị n'ebe dị iche iche arụ. Ngwa gere ya ka ọ ha n'uju.
Biafran people to continue to sit at home every Monday until Nnamdi Kanu is released, until Nigerian state, who is currently occupying a foreign land, which is the United States of Biafra, until they leave our land. So the Monday sit at home, it is a voluntary action by the United States of Biafran people, by indigenous Biafran people, really to let Nigerian state leave Biafra land. I also hear their lies about the answers, that Nnamdi Kanu was the one that engineered the answers. The answers that happened in Nigeria was a collective plan, a collective march by Nigerians to talk against the Nigeria police brutality against indigenous Nigerians. And during the answers march that was organized by the youth, Nigerian government, Tinubu and co, they said how we will integrated terrorists, where the Nigerian military and uniform to gun down the top innocent Nigerians. And they lied against it. The worst is that they lie their way everywhere they go. They lied that no excess person was killed until the community that was set now came with hundreds of innocent indigenous Nigerians that were murdered by the Nigerian state. Only at that could they now start playing around. Oh, people should come and identify their bodies and all that. But they lied. The Nigerian state lied that nobody was killed during the answers march. That was their lie. But that was not the truth. Never the truth. The lies, the misinformation by the Nigerian state is what they continue to do every day. That is exactly what they've shown today during the judgment which they delivered on our Nnamdi Kanu. How can one deliver a judgment? How can you judge somebody in a law that does not exist? That is totally unacceptable. Again, we saw that today. We saw so many of the things that were happening today in that trial, in that court. The reintegration of terrorists by the Nigerian state is something that is active. It is something that the government does. It is a calculated attempt to Islamize Nigeria and Islamize all the Christians in Nigeria. It is a static policy by the Nigerian state, headed by President Tinubu, to reintegrate non-terrorists like Boko Haram, ISWAP, all that into the Nigerian system, recruit them and hire them into the military and police, give them sophisticated weapons, AK-47, to go after those that are going to challenge that policy. That is exactly how thousands of Christians have been murdered in Nigeria, and it's still being murdered as we speak today. A prince was abducted in Kaduna. Many were killed. He was beheaded. Nigerian government negotiates with the terrorists that are inside the country. They know that they are terrorists. They call them bandits. No, they are not bandits. Initially, they tell the world it's a farmer-herder clash. It's not farmers-herders clash. No, it's not. Then they turn around to call them bandits. No, they are not bandits. These are non-terrorists. Tinubu negotiates with the non-terrorists to stop the killing of Christians. But they are quick to kill them. Christians from the southeast, from the south part of Nigeria, that complains about the killing, that complains about the reintegration of the non-terrorists, that complains about the country applying two laws, applying Sharia law in the north and other law in the southern part of Nigeria. That is what is obtained today. So if you are a Christian born in the northern part of Nigeria, Tinubu and God, they make you must obey the Sharia. If not, they're gonna cut off your head and kill you. That is what Nigeria does today. It is a policy. It is a standing policy. And now, they shamefully said they are sentencing Onyedu Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment. And the world here, Tinubu and God said, they will kill the Kanu by hanging. They will commit him to death sentence. That's exactly what they said. But because of the outcry from the world, that is why they said they have to sentence him to life imprisonment. That is what Tinubu and Co do every single day. Kill innocent indigenous Nigerians. Forceful removal was reported by Amnesty International. Thousands of indigenous Nigerians and innocent Christians have been forcefully removed from their homes by the Nigerian state headed by Tinubu. That is exactly what they do by the second, by the minute. Nothing will change that unless the absolute and total destruction of this entity called Nigeria. If that does not happen, thousands and millions of indigenous, innocent Nigerians and Biafrans will be murdered by the Nigerian state. So I want to use this opportunity to let the world know that Onyedu Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any crime. All these trucks of charges that you see, the Fulani terrorists that are in that law court, that they are pronouncing, and some of them that are already on social media trying to misinform the world, those are their tactics. They've operated the system in the past 50, 60, 70 years that Nigeria has existed. Nigeria has existed. Nigeria expired in 2014. Every indigenous person at this time must go their own way. Must. That is what must happen for them to live. If not, these terrorists that are sanctioned and brought in by Tinubu and Co, they will overrun the whole indigenous of Nigeria and Biafra land. They've already made Nigeria a safe haven for terrorists. That's exactly what that place is right now. So I want to use this opportunity to let Onyedu Nnamdi Kanu know that we, the United States of Biafra government, will stand with him. Be not moved. Nobody expects every fair judgment from Nnamdi Kanu from the Nigerian state. Nobody expects every judgment for single Biafra from the Nigerian state. Nobody expects any fair judgment or fair treatment for any indigenous Nigeria from the Nigerian state. No one. We already know it's going to end up like this. Most Biafrans already know. But we are going to see how this state is going to end up. The United States of Biafra is a sovereign nation. As we speak, Nigeria is currently occupying a foreign land, and they must leave Biafra land. They must leave Biafra land. They must leave the 40 states of the United States of Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu is a freedom fighter. And the basic reason why he was doing what he was doing, Nigeria don't care. As long as they continue to milk that oil and ship it abroad to those that partner in criminality with them, we, the United States of BIAFRA, we will stop that milking of our natural resources and using that to embolden terrorism. That must stop. And I thank the United States of America for stepping in to declare Nigeria a country of particular concern. And we are calling on them to include more factions to every politician from the Nigerian state, including Tinubu, including Biafra, or not, the one that says he wants to come to the United States of America. Nigeria must be slammed with heavy factions for people to live. It's not about being a country. Nigeria is not a country. It is a city for Christians. It is a killing machine for indigenous Nigerians. They kill and they lie against those they are killing. Just the way they lied against Nnamdi Kanu today. Just the way they colluded with Twitter to lie against Simon Pepper. Just the way they are lying, and they've just said 10 names of innocent. At least I can recognize one name there. That is an innocent indigenous Nigerian, Larry. And Tinubu has declared him as a terrorist financier. How long? How long will this go on? While we watch until they kill all of us, until they take all of us as terrorist financiers? How long are we going to watch for the Nigerian terrorist state to continue to deal with innocent indigenous Nigerians, innocent indigenous Christians, innocent Biafrans? How long are we going to watch while this happens? Meanwhile, they romance and negotiate with the real.
What is going on? What is going on?
Nigeria can never stop the killing of Christians. That is all they do. They send all their agents on social media to report about what is going on in Nigeria. I read one of them today saying that any action by America is going to exacerbate a worsened division along religious lines and along religious lines. That is absolutely misinformation, absolutely lie. Somebody called or something, and they use the divide and conquer. They will send so-called BIAFRANS to come out and speak on their behalf. These are agents that came from the systemic subjugation and intimidation of indigenous Nigerians back in the Nigerian state. So some of these individuals they sent on social media, they planning to send to America again and America is there. That the lack of some misinformation out of the Nigerian state, the deceit. They label us terrorists. They label innocent Biafrans as terrorists. Do not be surprised if they label us as terrorists tomorrow. That is the Nigerian state for you. They leave the terrorists, the main terrorists that are murdering thousands of innocent Christians. They don't label them terrorists, but they go after those that speak against their policy.
Ndị be anyị ngwadalụ nnekwu nsi wee na-esore na n'ilu akwụkwọ na Igbo Media bebe si wee wetara onye bụ ozi gịnị ka ikwu gbasara maka ihe ndị a niile anyị wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa kabara ketụsa ya bụ ozi ka ọrụtụ ụmụnne anyị dọzọ n'ebe dị iche iche ntị maka ọ sị ọ nụrụ sị ma gịnị ya kara nwanne ya ngwana ka emesịa na ụmụnne m